The relentless hum of the computer fan was the only sound in the small room where I spent most of my waking hours. The glow of the screen was a constant companion, flickering with charts, numbers, and graphs that seemed to dance in chaotic patterns. I was Elijah, a crypto trader who had found himself ensnared in a web of frustration and disappointment. Despite my best efforts, the world of cryptocurrency trading remained a mystery to me, a realm where my lack of skills was glaringly apparent. Each day began with high hopes and ended in disheartening results. I had dived into the world of crypto trading with dreams of financial freedom and the possibility of relocating to my dream city, a vibrant metropolis known for its innovation and culture. But reality had a different plan. My trading account seemed perpetually on the verge of depletion, and each failed trade added to my growing list of failures. I'd spent countless hours studying trading strategies, reading articles, watching videos, and following the advice of supposed experts. I meticulously analyzed charts, trying to decode the patterns that seemed so elusive. But despite all my efforts, I couldn't seem to crack the code. Every decision I made seemed to be wrong, every trade a lesson in loss. My days and nights blurred into one long cycle of anticipation and disappointment. I would wake up at the crack of dawn, eager to dive into the market, only to find myself grappling with the same challenges I had faced the day before. The stress of watching my investments dwindle, coupled with the nagging voice of self-doubt, began to take its toll on me. I was caught in a cycle of working harder and harder, but achieving less and less. I had always dreamed of living in a city that pulsated with life, where every street corner held the promise of new opportunities. The idea of moving to this city had been a beacon of hope, a goal that seemed to be slipping further out of reach with each failed trade. My financial situation was far from stable, and my dreams seemed to be fading with each passing day. One particularly grueling evening, after another day of disappointing results, I sat in front of my computer, feeling completely defeated. I stared at the screen, at the sea of numbers that had become my nemesis, and wondered if this was all there was to my future. The dreams of moving to my dream city felt more like a distant fantasy than a tangible goal. That night, as I lay in bed, the weight of my failures pressing down on me, I stumbled upon a concept that intrigued me: shifting. It was a technique where people could supposedly alter their reality by shifting their mindset and visualizing their desired outcomes. The idea sounded almost too good to be true, but at that moment, I was willing to try anything. I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. I began to research shifting, diving into the stories of others who had used it to achieve their goals. The more I learned, the more I became convinced that it might be the key to breaking free from my cycle of failure. I read about how people had used shifting to manifest their dream lives, achieve financial success, and transform their circumstances. It seemed like a beacon of hope in a sea of frustration. I decided to give it a try. I set aside time each night before bed to focus on shifting my reality. I would lie down, close my eyes, and visualize myself as a successful crypto trader. I imagined every detail of my new reality, the confidence I felt, the successful trades I made, the excitement of watching my investments grow. I pictured myself living in my dream city, surrounded by the energy and vibrancy that I had always longed for. At first, it felt like nothing more than a comforting fantasy. But as I continued with the practice, I started to notice subtle shifts in my mindset. I began to approach trading with a newfound sense of confidence and clarity. Instead of dwelling on past failures, I focused on the possibilities of success. I started to believe that change was possible, that I could turn my situation around. The first sign of progress came when I made a small but successful trade. It wasn't anything earth-shattering, but it was a positive step. I felt a rush of excitement and validation that I hadn't experienced in a long time. It was as though the universe had acknowledged my efforts and responded with a glimmer of hope. Encouraged by this small victory, I continued to refine my trading strategies. I paid closer attention to the market trends, learned from my mistakes, and applied the principles I had been studying more effectively. The results were not immediate, but they were steady. My trading account began to show signs of improvement, and my confidence grew with each success. As my trading skills improved, I started to see the possibility of moving to my dream city becoming more attainable. I began to research the cost of living, the job market, and the best neighborhoods to live in. I imagined myself not just as a successful trader, but as someone who was thriving in the city I had always wanted to call home. The process of shifting was not without its challenges. There were days when the old doubts and fears crept back in, moments when it felt like the dream was slipping away. But each time, I returned to my visualization practice, reinforcing my belief in my ability to achieve my goals. I focused on the life I wanted, not just the obstacles that stood in my way. Slowly but surely, the changes in my trading results began to accumulate. I reached milestones that had once seemed unattainable. My account balance grew, and I started making trades with a level of skill and intuition that had eluded me before. The prospect of moving to my dream city no longer felt like a distant fantasy. It felt like a real possibility. One day, as I reviewed my trading results and updated my financial plans, I realized that I had reached a point where I could finally consider making the move. My trading account was healthy, my savings were growing, and I felt confident in my ability to sustain my new lifestyle. The city that had once seemed like an unreachable dream was now within my grasp. The decision to move was both exhilarating and daunting. I had spent so long focused on my goal that the thought of leaving behind the familiar comfort of my current life was both thrilling and nerve-wracking. But the desire to experience the vibrancy of my dream city, to immerse myself in its culture and opportunities, outweighed any fears or uncertainties. I began the process of preparing for the move, finding an apartment, arranging the logistics, and saying goodbye to the life I had known. The transition was a whirlwind of activity, but it was also filled with excitement and anticipation. Each step brought me closer to the life I had envisioned, the life that shifting had helped me manifest. When the day finally arrived, and I found myself standing on the streets of my dream city, it felt surreal. The bustling energy, the vibrant colors, and the endless possibilities were everything I had imagined and more. I walked through the city with a sense of accomplishment and wonder, knowing that I had achieved something incredible. The move itself was a new chapter, one filled with opportunities and challenges. I continued to trade, now with the added advantage of living in a city that inspired and motivated me. The vibrant atmosphere of my new home infused my trading practice with a renewed sense of purpose and creativity. I found that the environment, the people, and the culture around me had a profound impact on my work, fueling my passion and drive. In my new city, I began to explore the many facets of life that I had always dreamed of experiencing. I attended cultural events, explored new neighborhoods, and met people who shared my interests and passions. The freedom and fulfillment I felt were beyond anything I had experienced before. It was as if every aspect of my life had come together in perfect harmony. Looking back, I realized that the journey from being a struggling trader to a successful one was not just about improving my skills. It was about shifting my mindset, believing in my ability to change my reality, and taking actionable steps towards my goals. Manifestation and shifting had played a crucial role in this transformation, helping me to envision and create the life I had always wanted. The success I achieved was not solely due to chance or luck. It was the result of hard work, persistence, and a belief in the power of shifting. By focusing on the life I wanted, visualizing my success, and taking proactive steps, I had turned my dreams into reality. The city I now called home was a testament to what can be achieved when we align our thoughts and actions with our deepest desires. My story is a reminder that change is always possible, that the power to shape our lives lies within us. By harnessing the power of our minds, by shifting our perspectives and focusing on our goals, we can create the reality we envision. For me, the journey from being trapped in frustration to living my dream was a testament to the transformative power of shifting and the boundless possibilities that await when we dare to dream and take action.